One. Hello, everyone. This is Memory Pines, and this is our second season of Speak Your Peace, powered by Above and Beyond. Today, this evening, I have two people from Above and Beyond who's going to give you some insight about the facility and the programs associated with Above and Beyond. And my first guest is here, and he is the CEO of Above and Beyond, and his name is Phil Warren. So, Mr. Phil, can you tell me who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Memory. Thanks for having us here. It's Above and Beyond's a special place. We're at 2942 West Lake, right off the California Green Line stop, Sacramento and Lake. Mm-hmm. We're a free walk-in behavioral and outpatient addiction recovery center. We've been around for 10 years. We're in our 10th year now. We turn nobody away. There's never a charge for anything that we do. And we've transformed a lot of lives, especially on the west side of Chicago. And for me, it's a real privilege to be there. And, I've got my own connection to recovery, as a lot of us do that work at Above and Beyond.
Yes, we do.
And I came from the abstinence world. I've been in the abstinence world for 20 years. I come over to Above and Beyond, and I've learned more in the last 3.5 years about meeting people where they're at, about not kicking anybody out, about putting our arm around them, about radical forgiveness, compassion, empathy. I didn't know any of that. I learned it all from Above and Beyond. So it's an amazing place. I sell it door to door, and everybody should come on down and see what we do.
And you're absolutely right. On the west side, Above Beyond is spoke of like you would say a Walgreens. People would say, go to Above and Beyond. Your family can get you help. Go to Above and Beyond. You can get this from Above and Beyond. So you're absolutely right. Above and Beyond is one of the heartbeats of the west side of Chicago. But now I want to introduce Mr. Walter Cage. Mr. Walter Cage, can you tell me what you do at Above and Beyond?
Hello, I'm Walter Cage, and what I do at Above and Beyond, I'm a CRSS, which is a Certified Recovery Support Specialist. And what I do outreach on wheels. Outreach on wheels, we go out to different places such as shelters, Pacific Garden Mission, we go to Franciscan House, we go to Spark, and we go out and we give them or show them our model of what recovery is. And then we bring them back over to our place to become members. So the reasons why we decided to start doing this outreach on wheels, because we know more people want to get help, and it's not our job to force this on them, but it's their recovery that's at hand. So my job, I go out and I'm a peer support. So our thing is to motivate them, is because we have lived experience, as Phil said. When you have a lived experience in a situation, it's more easier to bring individuals in to understand what we're doing and how we're doing it. And as Phil said, I'm learning just as much like radical forgiveness, radical love, radical peace, because you have to meet a person where they're at. You don't have to go where they're at, but meet them where they're at. And when you're meeting them where they're at, you bring them in. So
let me say something about what you were talking about there, about the recovery model. Phil, can you give me what the harm reduction, what's the difference between the classical, the current recovery model and what Above and Beyond offers, and how they reach out for people and how the program is?
Sure. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit how it works. So we open up at 8:30 every morning. You better be there around 8 o'clock hanging out, because it's first come, first serve. So as soon as you walk in the door, you're met with an inviting living room, comfortable atmosphere. You're given an assessment. We make a diagnosis. We're licensed by the state of Illinois to diagnose for outpatient.
How long does an appointment take?
The appointment can range depending on, if you're not waiting and you get you right in and we can do your assessment, it takes about an hour to 2 hours. We'll give you a tour around the building. We'll put together a treatment plan. And before you leave, you'll have some hope. You'll know exactly what your treatment plan is. So when you come back the next day, you'll know what groups you're going to be in. You'll know who your therapist is. You'll know who your counselor is. And it's a whole community of support it's like nowhere else in the city. And it's all free.
All free. Okay. Now, you was talking about Recovery on Wheels and how you all go out and you get the clients and you introduce them to a recovery model, right? And you bring them in. Okay. How many clients do you think that in a week's time come?
How many clients we bring in a week? At least maybe 10 or more, because some begin to come through on a train or bus, and some will just come through on their own sometimes. That's how we have been doing it, and that's what's been so great about Recovery on Wheels, us showing up at places where a lot have never been, or it's a new face, and then we say we're above and beyond. As you said, the model earlier about Walgreens. We like Walgreens. There's so many different things on the shelf, so many different things that you can buy from, or you can say, man, let me try this out. And this is how our recovery model is.
So, can I cut you off?
Go,
Are you okay if I cut you
go.
off? So, let me tell you a little bit about kind of the amount of people that come through our building. Because it buzzes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in there every morning. And it's very random because we never know who's going to show up.
Right.
You know, sometimes Mondays are busy. Sometimes nobody shows up on a Monday. But very rarely do we have nobody. We're doing at least 2 to 8 assessments every day. We'll do 1,500 intakes a year, and we've got the more than 30 groups that we offer on a weekly basis. And Walter knows a lot about the groups, and we do things that you're not going to find anywhere else. We do some of your traditional groups, but we do a lot of groups that.
Right, because as an outreach coordinator at Above and Beyond, I know their task, and the courts, they recommend Above and Beyond above any other treatment facility, because they can come in there and they can see that their clients, that their people are getting the treatment and the services they need. But I also want to say that Above and Beyond reaches beyond those who's just in who needs treatment. Their families get involved. I want to talk about the graduation. Some people talk about their graduation.
So we have a graduation every first Wednesday of the month. I think it's one of the most beautiful things you can have for an individual, because so many individuals have never had been celebrated. They never received a certificate of anything. They never had an attaboy, a hug, or nothing from a mother or a father. So here it is, you went through something for a while, then you begin to come to Above and Beyond, and you take the program, then they say, hey, you know you graduated. Then you say, are you coming to the graduation? They say, what? Yeah, you're going to have pizza too. So they like, wow, yes, I will be there. I've seen individuals come with whole full cap and gown on. They got the family there. They taking pictures. We also take pictures. We also have a karaoke, and we party. Because why? It is a celebration, because it was your choice of recovery, of coming in and changing your life around for the better you.
I need to talk about my favorite part of Above and Beyond, which is the garden. The garden is a peaceful place. People go back there and they just like meditate. The clients have painted murals back there. One young lady, she put the 12 steps, and it was in wood. You know, it's some dedication went back there. But the thing is, it's tranquil, and people get to relax in their garden. So that's my favorite spot. So can you tell me something about the donations? How is it funded?
Sure. You know, I said that we never charge for anything we do, that it's free to everybody that walks in our front doors, but that doesn't mean there's not a cost associated with the services that we provide.
Right.
So we have a few different kind of funding streams that support what we do, and fortunately, we are not reliant on any one single funding stream for our success. And in this day and age, especially with government funding, we are not heavily reliant on the government either. So we rely heavily on private donations. That's a major source of our funding. We write grants. So individuals out there, they can donate. They can get on our website.
I have a hot dollar. How can I make a donation?
www.anb.today. You'll see the banners pop up. It's how do you donate? How do you support us? We have a gala. It's our big fundraiser that's every November, first Friday in November. It's coming up November 7th at the Drake Hotel. You can buy tickets online.
Okay.
And you don't even have to go to the gala. You can just support Above and Beyond with whatever you can. And we make it real easy for you on the website. You can come in. You can drop a check off to me in person if you want. I'd be happy to take it. So I'd just like to thank everybody out in the community for really supporting Above and Beyond. We couldn't do it without you.
And I have to say, Phil is one of my favorite people. When you go see him, he really does have that open door policy. He has the smallest office in the building. I mean, truly, it's just a closet. But it's like he just wants you to come in. He comes out and be with the people, because that's where the business is. That's where the people are getting better at. And it's such a different environment. I'm asking you and telling you that if you need help, and you know somebody that need help, Above and Beyond is the place to be. So you can go to the website. You can come by for a tour. You can call somebody. This is the location. I do this with pride. This is my pride. And I really want people to understand about Above and Beyond. But I also want to talk about some of the programming. What do we offer?
Sure. We offer an abundance of programming that you'll find nowhere else in town. We do things like, we have a Soul Train dance group. We have improv group. We partner with Second City. We in Chicago, we have acupuncture.
Yeah.
We have an art therapy class. Is extremely possible. The core, and I'll let Walter talk about this because he's lived through it. The core of what we do, though, is helping individuals find their meaning and purpose. Not what somebody else thought their meaning and purpose to be, but what their meaning and purpose is. That's a real core of what we do. And we have a lot of trauma groups, which Walter can talk about as well, where we help people process dying, grief, trauma that they've never been able to unpack before. And we help them, and it's really transformational. We really change a lot of lives.
Yes, we do.
He's absolutely right. They had a soul phone where you can go in and talk to your people that has passed away. That is something very special. And also when you pass away, because people pass away, and in Above and Beyond, they honor those people. They have doves hanging from the ceiling. They represent those who have passed on. But I would like for you to talk about the community wraparound services.
So at Above and Beyond, we do community wraparound service because we believe, like, in recovery, you need everything. Not just getting recovered from the substance use you once had, but now you also may need your Social Security card, birth certificate, state ID. We also can help in some ways with licenses, and we do that. We also have housing. We assist you with finding housing. We also have employment because you have individuals who haven't worked in forever or individuals who come home from prison who are looking for employment. So what we try to do is give you all the services that you need to get back on your feet, because we believe that every individual should and deserve that opportunity to do better and be better. And that makes you feel better when you're able to start doing for yourself. So them are some of the services. But however, to go back to what Phil was talking about, our trauma, with dealing with trauma is deep. So we do have programs such as we have trauma, we have Dying to Live, we have Manpower, we have Sobriety for Men, Sobriety for Women, we have rational emotive behavior therapy. And the reasons why we have these groups and programs is because of logotherapy, things that stimulate the brain, stimulate the heart, things that get you back to moving and going forth back into society, things that you may never had or things you had lost along the way. Now you're gaining them back. So I really believe in these programs because even as being an intern and also lived experience and things I go through or went through, I also participate in programs. Even if I facilitate them, I participate just as well because the thing about recovery is an ongoing life cycle, a journey that you will forever be on because you're learning something each and every day. So that's the one thing I love about Above and Beyond. We want to touch the pulse. We want to touch your heart. We want to help you help yourself because at the end of the day, your recovery is about you. We're only giving you tools and different ways on how to use them.
And Phil, I want you to talk about the direction which you are taking Above and Beyond Safe into the next 5 years. What can we look forward to?
Sure. And, everything, all we have is today, right? It's one day at a time and being in the moment. And that's how we really recover at Above and Beyond. And we've been doing this for 10 years now. And we have a lot of conversations. We have a lot of conversation is how do we touch more lives? How do we go from 2,000 lives a year to 2 million lives a year? And our founder and visionary, Brian Cressy, challenges us with those kind of hurdles and gives us the tools to really think about how do we get there. So we are constantly talking about perhaps we should open another recovery center on the south side where programs like this just don't exist. We've got great relationships with the University of Chicago trauma surgeons. We have great relationships with the University of Chicago Crime Lab. We're having conversations all the time. We're talking about possible franchise model. That's where, maybe we can have an Above and Beyond Miami or an Above and Beyond San Francisco or Philadelphia. How do we franchise the model and find some like-minded people to help take what we do out into the world?
And that's what I found also to be very unique about Above and Beyond, the linkage system. When they can't offer something to you, they will link with another facility, another place, so that you can get those services, or they can send their people to Above and Beyond. And that linkage is something different. A lot of places don't offer that. They do not reach out and say, okay, it's like Miracle on 31st Street when Santa Claus sent over to somewhere else, to Gimbals,
Right.
And that's what they was doing. And that's what they offer, so many different avenues to help a person because people come in with a variety of different, it's not one suit fit everybody. So as he was saying, also, what type of people do we take?
Well, I'll tell you. So most of our populations that we serve are either homeless or formerly incarcerated. So we're either getting referrals from the justice involved community. I'm a member of the Community Relations Board for the Metropolitan Correctional Center in town. I'm part of the Community Relations Board for TASC, who does a lot of great work in the city. So we're getting those referrals from the justice involved community, and then just walking in off the street, it's word of mouth, and it's people coming in of all types. We've got people coming in from Indiana. We have people coming in from the North Shore. Affluence finds us. They've heard about us. The word's out that we're doing great things. Anybody and everybody that you can think of is coming through our front doors, and it's pretty magical.
And again, to you, Mr. Cage.
Yes.
I need you to keep talking about those wraparound services because I'm coming home. I don't have anything.
All right.
How do I get these items? What do you do?
So only thing you have to do is to come in to Above and Beyond, and these services are free. You come in, you want a state ID, We take you to where our areas for the state IDs, the birth certificates, and the social security cards. We take you, and even if you're from out of town, we'll explain to you on how to getting your ID from out of town. But the most beautiful thing I love about Above and Beyond, we not only help you with a substance use disorder or state ID, birth certificate, or housing or employment, we help you with food just as well. We have one of the best, I believe, one of the best food pantries on the west side, north side, east side of Chicago. And this is no joke. It's located 817 South Pulaski. And they're open 6 days out the week. And man, they serve you some of the best food, packaged food in Chicago if you need it. So the wraparound services are so great because wraparound services are needed, and a lot of individuals who's coming home from the penitentiary or individuals who just coming out of their situation, they are needed these. So that's one thing we really, really pound on with helping the community with what they need to get to the next level.
All right, Phil, we got 5 minutes, and I
Well-
need you to let us speak your piece.
Yeah, with only 5 minutes, I do want to make another plea. Help us out however you can. 50 cents, $1, $10, $1,000, $1 million. We need your help. And the community of Chicago, the west side of Chicago, needs your help. So anybody out there, if you've got a place in your heart for Above and Beyond, we would really appreciate and honor any type of help that you could offer. I also want to make a plea to, if you know anybody at all that may have a problem or is looking for a solution, send them over. Just walk in the front door. You know, the hardest part is just showing up and getting through the front door. I can assure you, when you come in, as soon as you walk over that first step and you get inside, you'll have a sense of relief and a sense of calm and peace like you've never experienced before at any other type of treatment facility. We're here for you. So please, 2942 Lake, come on down.
And I would like to say that the clients really make the facility. Once they get there, they are treated with dignity and respect. They offer them coffee and breakfast in the morning. You know, they make sure they're nourished throughout the day so that they can be involved with their treatment. And then the clients kind of just take it and keep it moving, and they get so involved. They have popcorn and different things. It's just such a place to be. They even show a movie on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
On
Tuesday night.
Tuesdays, where they can sit and like they at the show and watch a movie, like movies in the park, you know. But it's a recovery movie, and just teach us about being human beings and getting our lives back together. So once again, Above and Beyond, located at 2942 West Lake Street. Come out, investigate it.
www.anb.today. And what we do really works, and Walter's a great example of that.
Yes, it does work. It works for real, because even when I came in as an intern, and after being an intern and even lived experience, I was hired. And that's the best thing in growing up on the west side. So I'm with Phil. If you have any donations, donate it, because you're giving back to your community. You're helping your community. You see what's going on in the community, and the only way to be a part of the community is giving back. So if we messed up, let's help now. Let's clean up. So if anything you can give, it will be a blessing, and it's always going to help someone else get to the next step. Thank you.
And thank you again, and thank you, Walter, and thank you, Phil, for coming out and trusting me to deliver a message about recovery from Above and Beyond, who powers this show. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.